Hello everyone, this is Revealing Light Tarot and these are our messages for the 21st of September 2018. I may not do these every day, but I certainly will do them when I feel there's a need to do them. I'll try for every day, but sometimes I've got other things that I need to do. So, let's have a think. When I started this reading, I got that we may not always know when something is right. That's less ambiguous. Well, that's more ambiguous. But we definitely know when something's wrong. It's very hard to escape when we know that something's wrong. We start to get those signals. We know in our gut that it's wrong. It keeps coming back into our mind. We might push it to the back of our mind, but it's always there. And the words that came through today were, right what's wrong. Okay, so right what's wrong. And in connection with that, that doesn't always have to be by action if you feel that you know there's some reason why you can't act. But just acknowledging what's wrong in your mind and in your thoughts and sending that out is actually helpful. So if you're reading something or watching something or hearing something and you get that feeling, this is wrong, I know this is wrong, then just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that it's wrong and acknowledge the way that you're feeling, that is, that I know it's wrong, and just send that out, send that thought out. As I said, sometimes it's hard for people to act for all sorts of reasons, including sort of self-esteem and other things, and in certain relationships, power relationships, it takes quite a considered approach to handle wrongdoings. But just in everyday life, when you're watching, when you're reading, when you're talking, if something is wrong, and you feel you're able to say, look, I think that's wrong because X, Y, Z, fine, say it. But if you don't feel you can say it, or if you're in a situation where you see something on television and you think that, or hear something, read something on Facebook, you know that that's wrong. Just acknowledge that it's wrong in your mind, and often when you do that, the next thought will be, they're doing that because of blah blah blah, and then you can leave it alone. Then you don't have to dwell on it or distress yourself over it. So with those thoughts in mind, let's just see today's cards that are going to come forward. I'm using my Celtic tarot pack today, my old favourite, well, my new favourite actually. Okay. Let's see what comes out. Okay, the Two of Wands, and that is about considering choices and balancing things. And I think in this regard, it's balancing reactions and considering what your response is going to be. So that's our signifier card. So we're considering, and we're also holding the wands here as well. So we're actually making choices. We're doing a little bit more than consideration and reflecting. We're actually making choices. So this fits with the right the wrongs that I got. That you should consider. You should make a choice about whether you think that that's right or wrong. But as I said, there's no need to act and go out and shout it from the rooftops if you feel that you don't. I mean, let's be sensible about this. Often we see things that are in the background to our lives that we consider are wrong, and it's just sending that thought out into the atmosphere, acknowledging that there's wrong there, and sending that out. Okay, so the Four of Swords, of course, is about rest, retreat, So this again is saying, you may not have to go out and put yourself in harm's way. It may well just be about acknowledging in your mind and sending that thought out, because we can't be vigilantes. We can't right the wrongs of the world. We often can't right the wrongs of even those that are close to us. We can't fix people. It's up to people to fix themselves. So this is saying, don't put yourself in harm's way. Just you knowing what's wrong, and if you are going to give a response, having a considered response, but standing your ground, can avoid a lot of confrontation. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops, as I said. It can be a quiet thought, a quiet and considered action. You don't want to put yourself in harm's way. Interesting cards today. Okay, the Ten of Cups is, as we know, this card. It's about family, love, reunions. I actually heard a really interesting description of love the other day, and that was that love is the opposite of selfishness. So it's doing things for no gain, and there are no conditions attached. And again, I guess if we think about our signifier card, when we're making choices, we're considering, we're balancing things. When we make our decisions based on what we innately know to be wrong, we don't care about the outcome. We don't care about the result. All we're doing is acknowledging what our gut feelings are telling us. And I think when we do that, that leads to happier relationships, happier interactions even in society, because you're not carrying around the burdens. You've dealt with it, and you're moving on. And this is moving on to to support, to love, to reunions, to happiness, all those good things in life that we're lucky enough to have. And I guess with all these cups being filled, these 10 of cups being filled, it's also asking us to consider our blessings and consider the good things in our life, not always focusing on the bad. So that's the narrative today. Right the wrongs, consider quiet reflection, acknowledge what you feel to be wrong, make the decision. Doesn't always have to be about shouting it from the rooftops. It can be a quiet contemplation and reflection, sending those thoughts outward and acknowledging that it is up to the other person to correct their behaviour or fix themselves, so to speak. Don't take it upon yourself. There's no need, because you don't want to drain your energy in that way. And of course, when we do that, there's more there. There's more happiness. There's more in our cups. We can see what's good in our lives, and it's just healthier overall. So, right the wrongs, acknowledge them, act if you can, if you're able to, but don't be vested in the outcome. Let the person who has done the wrong thing, it's their problem, it's theirs to fix. But here we are standing quite powerful. We're in we've got dominion here. We're making choices. We are making choices. We are taking action. That's the beauty and the spirit of the wands as well. Considering and then taking action. Okay, there are our messages for the 21st of September 2018. Thank you.